Nenechávejte prosím na ulici.
Where's Cop, huh? What do you think this is, the 1980s? Like those old documentaries? The journalists are the revolution, man. We're just augmenting the message.
I remember
and the message,
you.
it's still out there. It's on the
Do we have
streets,
to free us
it's
or
over the
interrogate
airwaves,
us?
it's spreading online. Maybe it's even gotten through those
Did they send
faceless
you to get me
skull
out?
buckets of yours. From state police to police state. Maybe it's even gotten through those faceless skull buckets of yours, huh? Maybe you're thinking you're fighting for the wrong team. Well, that's a good start, then. See that those things are being owned by crooked politicians and big corporates. Then, and you know what would be another good start? I think I'm all there. Asshole!
Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated. Access granted.
You still up there? The press wants to be... You. I knew it, man. I knew you were one of them all along.
Do I look like I'm one of them?
I can feel my hands right now, but if I could run a search for shadowy extra-government agent on the net, pretty sure it's all you.
Fair point. What happened? You pulled a Freedom of Information speech on the state police?
Ha fucking ha. They didn't wait for a speech, man. Lesson learned. Smash the state before the state smashes your nose.
Little K asked me to get you out.
She's the K now, man. I'm a liability to Sammy's dad.
She cares about you, Yarrick. She didn't want to leave you or Bones behind.
Always was a cool cat, man. One of the good ones. She wrote The Wheels Come Off 16 years ago, and the conspiracies just keep checking out. Everything except the gray aliens, but who's to say that's not a metaphor?
She wrote the book.
I don't believe in authorial intent.
You told me you were a liability to Sam's dad. How do you figure that?
Because the cops burn me, man. Exposure is death. They didn't have to ask a single question. Just took my DNA off their knuckles. My high school dropout date, my sister's parking tickets, my dark neck proxies. Oral cemetery.
Oral cemetery?
They didn't get a lot of mainstream airplay. Anyway, Little K shouldn't have sent you. Sammy's dad has to be bigger than any man or woman.
Sam's dad is bigger than you now, Yarrick. The resistance reached further than you planned for. You want to fall on your sword, there's a better place to do it than in a holding cell.
Whoa, whoa, you know I use the term liability real broadly.
I warned you about picking a fight with Picus. They've got a lot invested.
Would I be talking to you now if Picus had got to us? I mean, does Eliza Kazan have a sense of humor? All those bombs going off lately. What's one more in the sewers? BTW? Those are all rhetorical questions.
You don't say.
But they're trying, man. Bones heard the cops talking about extraordinary rendition. What a wonderful connected world we live in, when they can pin an acronym on you. ARC, NSF, who gives a rat's ass? And ship you off to a black site on the UN's credits.
Just how many states are you an enemy of?
All the corporate ones.
I might have known you wouldn't keep your heads down.
This is what a radical news source lives for, man. No. Someone, somewhere wanted the cops to clean house in Prague. And this is just the beginning. What if they could call martial law anywhere, anytime? Cops without borders.
That's your prediction, huh? There's a way.
The cleaners. Irony. Wait, you mean going through the cops?
There's a police locker in the corner. Good. It's time to go.
Cut that last part in the second story. You got that piece done yet?
What were you saying?
Low profile, low profile.
Hear that? Let's go back.
Get us out of the rain.
Where did that come from?
Are you going to make the deadline?
I feel like I'm 20. We should send... Note insurance archive. I feel like I'm 20.
Okay, now I'm
That was
breathing.
exhilarating. My God, martial law, curfews, people being jailed for no reason. It reminds me of Warsaw 1982.
Warsaw didn't have drones.
Now what? Do you think we are safe here?
You are for now, but you can't risk going back outside. There's a group organizing underground. They're doing everything they can to create a refuge to get people out.
These men, they are part of this group?
That's right. I know how much it meant to you to stay in Prague, Edward, but things aren't going to get any better. If there was ever a time to leave, this is it. If you wait here, Kay's people will come for you. They'll do everything they can to help.
I think I have no choice now. I will wait here. I will cooperate.
Good luck, Edward.
I will be careful. I promise.
Time for Samizdat to go international.
Yes, exit plans, man, exit plans. Always be making them. We worked this contingency plan out when we started Samizdat. Didn't think it would actually come to this, though.
No one thought it would be like this. You're gonna need these documents where you're going, wherever that is.
I hear Paris is the best place to have a revolutionary agenda these days. If you want to come along, you can be the muscle. Well, whatever your arms are made of, the stuff they use on space shuttles.
No can do. I've got a previous engagement I really can't miss.
Right, with the cardboard box.
Watch yourself out there, Kay.
Kay? Kay is Kazdi, man. Kay is everyone. You're part of it now. You want the byline? Write something.
Incredulity is their shield.
Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated. Access granted.
Pane, Adam, it's David. We need to talk. In private.
Nothing's more private than my infolink.
I'm not so sure. I've sent a secure vid call number to your smart home system. Get to your apartment and call me.
Delara, what are you doing here?
Is that going to become our standard conversation starter?
I'm serious, Delara. It's dangerous outside. Non-essential staff should be home. How did you even get...
Ouch. Non-essential.
I just meant...
Work with me, Adam. I was trying for a little levity. Truth is, watching Picus... Let's just say I thought being 3 stories below ground was better than staying in my apartment. So, I called in a favor and got state police to escort me in. Listen, I can tell something big is happening, so I don't want to keep you.
You doing okay, Delara?
Look, Adam, I didn't tell you why I left Lim International. That I was in session with a patient when the incident hit, and that I was...
You were attacked.
Her name was Madeline. She was 13. A really sweet kid. One minute we were talking, laughing actually, about something silly I'd said, and the next she was...
It was a terrible day. For everyone.
After I fought her off, she just stared at me like she was totally aware, you know, but not in control. God, Adam, I could see in her eyes that some part of her was still in there, locked away. And she was terrified.
Delara, I'm sure the girl...
Madeline. Her name was Madeline. You know the part that I'll never forget, though? The thing that keeps just replaying in my mind over and over? Right before she jumped out of my office window, I could swear she was crying.
I didn't know. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to sound insensitive. But you made it through that, Delara. And I think you're stronger for it.
Thanks, Adam. Guess you just think you're over something, you know? And then...
I understand. But regardless of the reason, you took a risk coming back here. These are dangerous times for everyone.
You don't need to worry about me, Adam. I'll be fine. I'll just hunker down in my office until the storm passes. Besides, I hear I have a very comfortable couch.
Just take care of yourself.
I always do.
Hey, Adam. How'd you get here? I thought the city was locked down.
It's like a war zone out there.
The police scanners are going crazy. You didn't engage them again, did you?
Interpol is trying to stop a massive terror attack from happening. We have leads to follow up on, and we're running out of time.
I know that.
So when corrupt, violent maniacs attack me on a city street with lethal force, believe me when I say I'll return the favor. It's horrible out there.
I was just cleared for active duty. I don't want anything to mess that up. I'll wait out the storm in here.
Whose unit are you assigned to for your next mission?
McCready's.
Really? I thought...
He actually recommended me. Told me I shoot better than anyone on his team.
That's great. Talk to you later, Arya.
Bye, Adam. See you out there.
I can't believe how they're spinning this. Radish. All informants are informants because they have messages.
Am I glad I'm 5 stories underground?
I've got 3 separate reports that suggest Ark's main target is You understand we are trying to stop terrorism. I understand that. But I have agents scattered around the city.
All permits, licenses, and certifications are temporarily nullified.
You know what I heard? He got captured, escaped, and sneaked his way out of a heavily guarded facility. That's his idea of a recon mission.
That's Jensen. He's a hands-on kind of guy.
He's also...
Hang on.
He's also got a bit of... Oh, Jensen, hi. Be with you in a sec. He's also got a bit of a problem with authority.
So what? The hostiles were there, but he got out with the intel we needed. Mission accomplished.
I can't believe you went into that Swiss Alps facility alone, Jensen.
Allegedly perpetrated by masses of augmented in reaction to the sudden, unexpected death of Tallis Rucker. The riots have many people fearing the worst. That a Many citizens are now demanding that the nation's security.
We send our guys to the wrong target and we expose ourselves to the enemy.
3507. The Declaration Act. If passed, it will mandate the worldwide removal or downgrading of augmentations, making mechanically augmented people safe again. This is Eliza Kassan, reporting to you live from Picus. Picus News, the global leader in fair, unbiased, and impartial reporting. And now for a close look at the events making headlines around the world. Here are our top stories. Santos CEO Nathaniel Brown took time away from his convention circuit to speak with me about recent upheavals in Prague. Here is what the billionaire business mogul had to say.
Events inside the Intellect complex have strengthened our resolve. Belief in the absolute necessity to create safe and secure environments for augmented citizens. No one needs to imagine what might have happened if state police had not moved swiftly to prevent the riots from spilling into Prague.
Indeed. None of us are likely to forget the last time augmented people allowed their emotions to get the best of them. So are you a supporter then of United Nations Resolution 3507? Do you believe the controversial Human Restoration Act should pass?
Eliza, if members of the UN Security Council could see what Santo were building underneath, if they were willing to put their support behind me and the Safe Harbor Initiative, well, I wonder if they need to debate the act at all.
To hear more of my exclusive interview with Brown, log on to picusweb.com. This is Eliza Kassan, reporting to you live from Picus.
Ariel is constantly bringing you the best of the latest technology. Our portable data subscriptions have massive storage capacities, flexible streams, and over 1,000 other unique and patented features. Ariel,
Law enforcement officials in Prague have tracked down and captured the bomb maker, whose deadly explosive devices claimed the
Full
lives
territory.
of dozens of innocent travelers earlier this week. The woman, an ex-army demolition specialist named Allison Stetson, a religious fanatics and
Luckily, we're in a hurry up and wait situation.
Police arrested her and several of her followers inside the cult's headquarters, following an extensive investigation.
We send our guys to the wrong target and we expose ourselves to the enemy.
Non-essential personnel are encouraged to go home. An escort may be provided to bypass the blockades.
And find work, actually.
Allison, how you doing?
You went after Victor? What happened?
All I can say is I haven't caught up with him yet. How about you? They treating you alright?
Well enough. The interrogation was simple. I told them everything I know about Victor, which is not much.
You did that willingly.
The interrogator was respectful. She reminded me of my commander in EOD, who was not augmented, but she treated us well. After the incident, she stood up for us.
You sound better. Like you found some peace.
My isolation has given me time to meditate and reflect. I did not always feel so tormented, so angry, so alone. It is good to remember. You have given me more than I can ever repay. There you are, brother. Tomorrow I am being transferred to a special prison. They call it the Grave. But I still expect the conditions are better than at the Utulek complex.
Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated. Access granted.
There you are, brother. Tomorrow I am being transferred to a special prison. They call it the Grave. But I still expect the conditions are better than at the Utulek complex. You came to visit me.
Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated. Access granted.
I guess there's a chance I got it.
They're all corrupt, as far as I'm
right. This is moving way too fucking fast. MIA is still better than
I don't know why. I always fear the worst.
You're gonna miss something.
You want people to come through for you. You've got to look out for them.
What years we pulled his ID off the train station video?
Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated. Access granted.
Didn't find work after it. Holy shit.
Our informants are informants because they have pride.
I guess there's a chance he died in the blast. You're gonna miss something. Peterson pulled his ID off the train station video. The United Nations building is only one possible target. MIA is still better than him blowing up something else. What aren't we seeing here?
It's like herding cats.
This is moving way too fucking fast. I guess there's a chance he died in the blast.
Why do I get all the green?
Am I glad I'm 5 stories underground?
You want people to come through for you. You've got to look out for them.
Well, did they send anything to New York recently?
Our informants are informants because they have pride.
Damn fine work, actually. Something's missing. Am I glad I'm 5 stories underground? Peterson pulled his ID off the train station video. Holy shit. I guess there's a chance he died in the blast. You're gonna miss something.
Bully! The badge is just an
MIA
excuse
is
for a
still
lot of
better than him blowing up something else. Well, did they send anything to New York recently?
Informants are informants because they have pride.
Something's missing. Damn fine work, actually.
No one needs to imagine.
Aging Delala Dr. Rosen, contact center. The United Nations building is
Our
only one
informants are
possible
informants
target.
because they have pride. Why not you want any different?
This is moving way too fucking fast. What aren't we seeing here?
I don't know why. I always fear the worst.
I guess there's a chance.
Tell me about it.
Like herding cats.
Well, did they send anything to New York recently?
I wonder if they need to debate the act at all.
To hear more of my exclusive
Anomaly detected.
I'm glad I'm 5 stories on the
Trace
ground.
program initiated.
Something's
Access
missing.
granted.
State police officials have confirmed all permits, licenses, and certifications are temporarily nullified. They're gonna miss something. think
This
will happen.
report just in. Law enforcement officials in Prague have tracked down and captured the bomb maker, whose deadly explosive devices claimed the lives of dozens of innocent travelers.
This is moving way too fucking fast.
The woman, an ex-army demolition specialist named Allison Stanek, appears to be a religious fanatic and leader of the tech cult group, Church of the Machine Gun.
Holy shit!
Police arrested her and several of her followers inside the cult's headquarters, following an extensive investigation. If you ask me, folks, that is some very good news indeed.
What aren't we seeing here?
Due to the curfew, all remaining personnel are encouraged to stay at
The United Nations building is only one possible target.
And now for a close look at events making headlines around the world. The impact of the Aug incident is still being felt, 2 years after the fact.
Something's missing.
The hatred, the violence. In the northwestern United States, a group of non-augmented citizens, armed with assault rifles, have begun
Well, did they send anything to New York recently?
They claim the U.S. government is not doing enough to protect them from augmented crazies. In China, meanwhile, a group of protesters demanding freedom
This is
of
moving
basic
way
human
too
rights
fucking
for
fast.
all, regardless of augmented status, have been imprisoned by the Chinese government. In apparent retribution, vigilante hackers tied to the Juggernaut Collective have
The United
crashed
Nations building is only one possible target.
Smiley, hanging in there?
Me? What about you? After your little recon mission, you come back to guns in the street. It's pretty bad out there. Any trouble getting around?
Oh, nothing I couldn't handle.
Well, at least you're positive. Wish I was right now. I've been combing through Dr. Talis Rucker's autopsy report, and apparently the medical examiner found nothing. Can you believe that? Nothing. No poison, no bacteria or toxin of any kind was found in his system. Officially, the cause of death was inconclusive.
Inconclusive? I watched him die, and I know for a fact Marchenko did it. They must have found something.
That's just what I thought, so I got my hands on an earlier draft of the report. And while they were unsure of the cause, at least they knew the effect. An unidentified foreign agent started attacking protein strands, bending them out of shape.
And the body's immune system took it from there.
Exactly. First swelling in the cell walls, then more kinking and bending in neighboring cells. The effect propagated throughout the body, made its way to the brain, where it was game over. Do not pass go, do not collect 200 credits. And that speculation, as they called it, is not in the final coroner's report. As far as they're concerned, the case is closed.
But not for you, right?
There's an unknown substance that kills people in minutes. I want to know what it is. And I'm gonna find out. They've already blocked my request once, but I spoke to Miller and he told me Manderley would make a few calls and get things moving.
Okay, stick with it.
Don't worry about that. It'll take more than being stonewalled by state police to stop me. I'll let you know if it...
Thanks, Smiley.
Talk to you later.
Our informants are informants because they have cards.
Look, if the vote passes, it's not like Augs are going to be crippled.
non-essential personnel are encouraged to stay.
Chang was asking if I noticed anyone suspicious hanging around, or if I felt like I was being followed.
I guess there's a chance he got in the blast. No, you're wrong. Something's missing.
Is it deep enough with these guys?
MIA is still better than him blowing up something else. MIA is still better than him blowing up something else.
Be advised, late night food service is delayed
Danger.
curfew. Food orders are still being
Exactly.
accepted.
jurisdiction. Where? When? You made it. Hell of a time for a lockdown.
More like convenient, given everything that's happened in this investigation so far.
What does that mean?
They knew I was coming. Marchenko and the gold mask from Dubai. Somebody tipped them off.
Are you accusing me?
I'm not accusing anyone, yet. But 2 ambushes in less than a month? I want to know what's really going on.
So do I. McCready dug into GARM. Started out as a geological research center, funded by the European Union, until 2025, when it was purchased by a nameless shell company.
You put Chang on it?
That kid scares me. Tracked it back to Bell Tower Associates in under an hour.
I take it no one purchased it when Bell Tower went bankrupt last year.
Wasn't even listed on the asset sheet. So like I said, you stumbled into something big. Care to focus? Chicane debriefed me while you were flying back. Leon sent in a strike team. Got there about an hour after you two slipped out.
And the mercs were gone.
Did a pretty good job of trashing the place before bugging out, and left a few booby traps behind. So we have no idea where they went or what they're planning next.
Not necessarily. I heard Marchenko talking to his men. He said something about finalizing a deal with the Diwali.
We need to move on this now. I'll get a search warrant for that old Diwali-owned theater on Zardibi Adlam Street.
You really think we have time for a search warrant?
No, but with the city under lockdown, I can't guarantee you'll make it over to the red light district alive.
I got here, didn't I? Nobody's killed me yet.
All right, fine. I won't stop you. Just be careful out there, Jensen. Let me know what you find.
Copy that.
You do understand we're trying to stop terrorism.
Leave it alone, Agent.
Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated. Access granted.
Roasted hell, Rucker. You started all of this.
Have imposed a state of martial law throughout their city. This, after riots in the center of the complex threatened to spill over into the capital. Allegedly perpetrated by masses of augmented in reaction to the sudden, unexpected death of townsfolk.
How did they get cut off?
I guess there's a chance you got it. Can't we do something?
Who gave that fucking order?
MIA? Still better than
Attention. Although the subway system is continuing to operate during this curfew, it is not advisable to use it.
No.
The global leader in fair, unbiased, and impartial
Is that your station? Do you even work here?
Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated. Access granted.
Damn fine work, actually.
All essential personnel be advised. A citywide curfew is in effect. Take extreme precautions if venturing out into the streets on your own.
MIA is still better than something else. Peterson pulled his ID off the train station video.
Makes you wonder who's in whose pocket.
I guess there's a chance he got in the blast.
This isn't getting us anywhere.
We'll have our lawyers down
Non-essential personnel are encouraged to go home. An escort may be provided to
We have top
bypass the
personnel,
blockades.
top-level gear. How are we not killing this investigation?
Peterson pulled his ID off the train station video. MIA is still better than employing something else. I guess there's a chance he died in the blast.
Makes you wonder who's in whose pocket.
Peterson pulled his ID off the train station video. What aren't we seeing here?
Goddamn fearmongers and death peddlers.
Doesn't make any sense for Bali to be working with ARC. They're not terrorists.
Can you hear me? You have to come quick. He's here.
Who's here? Who is this?
It's Daria. From the crime scene. Do you remember. I'm at home. The apartment across from yours. Please, hurry. I need you one thing.
Are you still there? Daria.
maps are reliable.
My Interpol friend, it's dangerous for you to be out in the street tonight.
I was about to ask you the same thing.
Oh, the killer is still out there. More victims have turned up. All of them Augs, all harvested. Just like engines.
So it's the same person doing all this, and we still have no idea who that is.
I'm not sure where all this is going, but I've been looking at old case notes, and it's uncanny. Marek Svobotka, the old harvester, he's supposed to be dead.
And?
He's dead.
That doesn't explain what you're doing here.
It's still my case, isn't it? And it's still open. I was hoping that maybe Daria suddenly remembered something. What about you? You know very well.
I don't have time for this.
All right. I suppose you should...
I won't.
You should check for yourself. Maybe it's me she doesn't like.
Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated. Access granted.
don't mind, I have something else to take care of. Alone. I'm going to keep watch out here, make sure everything is secure.
Out of sight, out of mind. As you wish, but remember, homeowner, this poses a substantial security risk. Alone.
don't know where she is. All I know is she called you and not me. I trust you to do what you have to.
How is anyone?
This is Eliza Kassan, reporting to you live.
Adam, good. We need to talk, son.
What's going on, Seraph? Why the secure vidcall number?
I looked into Facility 451. It was a processing clinic, one of dozens set up after the incident to help augmented people recover. It was supposed to be places to heal, but they were run more like prison camps.
And?
And I don't think you got your new augs there. You said rescue teams dumped you in that clinic shortly after Panchaea collapsed, but your name doesn't appear on its entry logs. And it doesn't appear on any survivor recovery lists either.
They said I was a John Doe. Nobody knew who I was.
It wouldn't have been hard to find out. Your augmentations have serial numbers. Or at least the ones I had installed into Adam Jensen did.
Are you suggesting all my augs are new? Even the ones you gave me?
I'm not suggesting anything. I'm telling you all the augs we ever installed had registry codes, and they're not hard to trace.
I know my augs, Seraph. It took 2 years for my body to get used to them, to unlock all their potential.
2 years? Really, Adam? One of which you don't remember because you were allegedly in a coma in Alaska. Look, son, all I'm saying is it wouldn't have been hard to identify you, but for some reason, that never happened.
Why are you so sure I didn't get these augs in Alaska? Orloff was there. I spoke with him.
You said he was using an alias, McFadden. I looked into it. Casper McFadden didn't exist until the day you regained consciousness, which was 1 month before you escaped the facility.
Okay, so where was Orloff?
Not in Alaska. He was with Tai Young Medical for a while, and in the spring of 2028, his name pops up once or twice in the Baltic region. Then he dropped off the grid, and McFadden shows up.
So what does that prove? Orloff is McFadden, and McFadden is Orloff. None of it connects him to me.
Except for the augs which Orloff designed and nobody else knows how to install, let alone make compatible with a competing system.
I found a set of Orloff schematics in a secret military facility in the Swiss Alps. The mercs there had the same augments as me. Do you think I could have been there?
A secret military base in Switzerland? It's kind of far from the Arctic, but...
But what?
When Panchaea collapsed, the original search and rescue mission was reclassified as a recovery operation after 7 days.
Meaning they weren't expecting to find any more survivors.
A few days after that, a unit of soldiers who were never publicly identified intervened. I think that's who found you.
They pull me out of the ocean, take me somewhere, and a year later, Orlov and I show up in Alaska.
Maybe. Listen, son, there's some conclusions you have to make for yourself. I've gone as far as I can take you. Orlov might have had answers, but as soon as you found out he was in Prague, that he'd been visiting Prague periodically ever since you started working with TF-29's division there, somebody killed him. You tell me what it means.
I can't. Not yet.
Well, if you ever do find out, give me a call. Until then, take care of yourself, Adam. Be careful.
Thanks for the help, Seraph.
I will try. You look a little pale. Are you feeling all right?
Dai,
Trace program initiated. Access granted.
Nothing to report.
Who can show us helping themselves?
We have no business together. What are you doing here? It's after curfew. It's dangerous.
Serial killers are dangerous. Curfews are just inconvenient.
I beg your pardon?
Daria Mishka. Ring a bell?
I'm sorry, but I'm not at liberty to divulge anyone's personal information.
We both know why I'm here. We can take the scenic route if you want, but if something happens to her because you felt the need to bullshit me...
Just tell the lawyers I'm doing the best I can here. If they were going to send someone, they should have told me. We could have coordinated.
The lawyers, huh? You really need to start filling in the blanks. What was your involvement with Daria? Why did you need her to meet you here?
I used to know Daria. She was a patient of mine.
Your patient? You mean here at the drugstore?
No, of course not. Before that, when I used to work for Taeyong Medical, big tech corporation. You know it?
Enough to know I don't like where this is going.
I headed a project, the cutting edge of neural science and cellular memory replacement. We dealt with people suffering from severe social disorders. We were making people better by making them better people.
Why do I get the feeling you did something unethical?
Unethical? Right and wrong are outdated concepts. Wouldn't...
Whatever you were involved in has obviously hurt people. Dealing with the effects of that is a waste of time to you?
We were trying to help people. Imagine what it would mean if we succeeded. Anxiety, gone. Apathy, gone. Depression, gone.
Diversity gone, spontaneity gone, individuality gone. But you probably left that part out of your sales pitch.
Daria is responsible for what Daria does. The only reason Tai Young forced me to get involved is because so much is at stake for them. Big brand name to protect. I've met their lawyers, men whose briefcases are filled with broken teeth. You must understand.
I've been very patient so far. Too patient. That's about to change unless you start getting into details. What are you not telling me?
Look, I haven't had anything to do with this for years. Tai Young Medical contacted me and told me it was my responsibility because Daria was my patient. They implied that if Daria's story ever came to light, I would take all the blame.
So you're in this out of the goodness of your heart. What else?
My job was to address people's deficiencies by integrating donor personality packages. That meant we needed lots of confident volunteers to donate time to our project. As you can imagine, people weren't exactly lining up to have a scrape inside their heads. So Tai Young had to diversify.
Once again, not sure I like where this is going.
Tai Young Medical cut a deal with various penitentiaries. Prisoners who took part in our programs, they got granted little perks, bigger cells, running water. The prisons, they benefited from facility upgrades. It was a win-win.
You implanted the personality traits of prisoners into the mentally unstable? Smart. Let me take a wild guess. Daria's donor was Marek Svobotka, better known as the Harvester.
Donor number 698843. All I saw, all I was given was a series of test scores that showed a perfect match. Everything she was missing, he had. Nothing else mattered at the time.
Your pet project's been haunting the streets of Prague. She's been tearing people apart. Now I'm starting to think she wants to tear me apart. I'm sorry if all that inconveniences you, Doctor.
What is it you expect me to say? I followed procedures. The people who are really responsible for this, they're not the ones working in drugstores now.
Fine. So let's go after Tai Young.
Don't be naive.
You're really not helping your cause here. Give me something to work with. Tell me how to stop Daria.
All right. Look. We obviously want...
What, kill her?
That would be my preference, yes. Or, I suppose you could just incapacitate her, but then you run the risk of having her wake up. Not a risk...
There must be another way. Something that doesn't involve attacking her.
I wish I could help you. Unless you're willing to meet violence with violence, Daria's not a victim. Chip or no chip, she is behind this, and she will try to attack you no matter what you do.
I don't think Daria's as responsible as you make her out to be. Taking her out and removing the chip is great for you. Gets rid of any evidence that might link her actions to your bungled experiment. But there's no way it's my only option. And there's no way Tai Young Medical would develop a sensitive technology like this without some kind of failsafe. I know you're holding something back.
Like what?
A weakness, an override. Something that allows me to talk to her without the influence of whatever it is you installed.
Well, there is an override phrase. Daria's been programmed to react to it with specific subconscious impulses that are designed to trigger a shutdown of the chip.
Why wouldn't you tell me that in the first place?
Because I knew you would overestimate what it could do. You're a fool if you think you can just walk up to a killer and say a magic word. It won't undo what she's become. The decision to act on Svobodka's memories, to repeat them, that was all Daria. Simply shutting down the chip at this point will not be sufficient.
That's for me to decide. What's the override phrase?
ad hominem 2026. But I warn you, do not turn your back on her, and do not underestimate her responsibility in all of this. We all have terrible nightmares. We all have visions of sick and terrible things we could do, but we don't all act on them. You must.
No, look.
Still this far, we are in serious trouble.
save this.
Damn, Og.
You know, if you said that shit like this wouldn't happen.
I don't know where she is. All I know is she called you and not me.
Oh, thank God. I knew you'd find me. We must hurry before he comes back.
Before who comes back? The man who killed Angela Gunn?
Yes. He knows you're after him. He wanted you to come.
So where is he?
He's everywhere. Can you not feel his presence? Are you not scared?
Why did he bring you here? What does he want?
He's using me to get to you. He thinks that by removing your augmentations, he can make you whole again. Quickly, come closer. Help me to get out, and then deal with him. Please, I beg you.
I need to know where he is first. How long ago did he leave here? Which way did he go?
You've got to be joking. We don't have time for all these questions. If he knows I spoke to you, he will kill me. Please, my ankle. Come closer. You must help me escape.
You can drop the act, Daria. I know what's going on here. I know there's no one else out there. I ran into an old friend of yours. The name Cipra mean anything to you?
You mean Dr. Cipra? Where did you dig him up?
He's worried about you.
He's worried about himself. He's worried about Tai Yong Medical. They're willing to kill to cover things up, to preserve their precious image. Their reasons are savage compared to mine.
I don't believe this is who you are.
Don't be so naive. I am who I've always been. Cipra's surgery, all it did was give me access to another man's technique. His courage to follow through.
I can still help you. Ad hominem 2026.
What did you do? Is that how machines pray?
Listen to me. The neural chip that Dr. Cipra installed in you is in the process of shutting down. Try to focus. This version of you that's been hurting people, I don't believe that was really you.
Then you don't know me very well. Why? Why should this change anything? The procedure gave me access to memory banks that weren't my own. The choice to draw on those memories was mine alone. You can't take them from me.
The shutdown process may take some time. There may be lingering effects, but that doesn't mean it's too late to help you.
You really believe that, don't you? All right. Prove it. Approach me. Come. Closer. Save me from all those horrible things Dr. Cipra did. There's nothing to be scared of, right? Surely whatever trace of the harvester was inside me is gone now that you've said the magic words.
You obviously need more help than I can offer, but that doesn't mean it's not out there. Whatever power the neural chip had over you should be diminishing now. You should be able to fight whatever urges Svoboda's memories inspired in you.
I don't need help. You do. You need to be saved. All Augs need to be saved. Svobotka inspired me to... I can make you human again. I have to make you human again to atone for what I am.
This notion you got that augmented people need saving, that there's something less than human. Look, I didn't know her, but I guarantee you Angela Gunn was a human being. Her humanity was defined by her ideas, her passions, the causes she believed in. It had nothing to do with whether or not she was augmented.
Svobotka never saw them as individuals. To him, they were victims of an age that terrified him. Mirror images of the monster he had become. He believed the entire race was under attack, that mechanization would keep our souls from migrating.
How does that sound like to you when you say it? Migration of the soul, victims of an age? I'm not talking abstract concepts here. I'm talking about people. Svobotka never saw his victims as human beings because it would have made it impossible to do what he did. He was sick, he was scared. Whatever he was no savior.
You're right. The more he killed, the easier it became. That is why he had to repeat the actions, ritualize them. It was a way of justifying his beliefs. If you kill one man, the memory is like an anvil. If you kill 7, you quickly forget the first. It all starts to seem inevitable. Surely it must be obvious to you by now. The Daria you came here to save no longer exists. She hasn't for a long time. All that remains now is his drive, his legacy, his cause.
His cause, not yours. I don't know the extent to which you're responsible for your actions, whether you chose to be like him or whether it was completely out of your control. But you are different. If you can recognize that, then maybe you can start distinguishing his motives from your own.
Let's say that I can feel his presence receding. After all this time, maybe I can finally recover the person I was before she pressed procedure. That doesn't undo what I've done. How can I possibly be allowed to walk out of here?
It's not for me to judge you. I want smarter people than me to look into this neural procedure you underwent. Dig into Cipra and Tai Young.
So you're offering me a fair trial?
I'm not offering anything. But if there's any hope of moving on here, not killing anyone else is a good start. Society has every right to judge you, and it also has a right to hear all about Cipra and Tai Young Medical. I'm not an expert on extenuating circumstances, but I'd say you have an interesting case.
You were right before, about the override process taking time. I can feel him receding. Memories of memories no longer crashing against me like they did. Let me prove it to you. Come closer. I want at least one person to know that I'm no longer what I was.
I think we've made enough progress for today. Let's not ruin a good thing.
I understand. No one will ever see me as anything but him. Even if I no longer am.
What's going on here? What the hell am I interrupting?
Detective Montag.
Daria's got a story to tell you. How you react may have something to do with your thoughts on experimental neural therapies and big medical conglomerates.
I don't understand. Where is the harvester?
I want to turn myself in.
One of you really needs to start explaining.
I want to confess to the killings of Angela Gunn, Misha Voracek, Pavel Klima, and Leonie Wolf. I also need to tell you about the neural procedure I underwent. It involves Tai Young Medical and a man named Dr. Nicholas Cipra. I hope you'll listen.
You can handle this from here. Just listen carefully to what she has to say.
All right, Daria. I think you should start.
Charles, it all feels so long ago now. Another lifetime.
I suggest you remember everything you possibly can about this procedure. Can't be far. Nothing?
Turning myself in is for the best. I know that now.
The things I do shouldn't be just. Just about heading. Nothing like thrill of the hunt, eh?
Turning myself in is for the best. I know that now.
Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated. Access granted.